Howdy, welcome back to Wobble Enjoy Sports. If you're new around here, hope I can get you to consider to like the content and subscribe to the channel. But if you're a regular around these here parts, thank you very much for the continuous support. We are all in readiness for the biggest game of NRLW for 2025. It is the defending premiers, the Sydney Roosters, up against the former champions, the Newcastle Knights. It is first versus third, or was coming into this round before the Broncos got a victory yesterday against the Parramatta Eels. So this is an absolutely enormous clash. This is emanating out at Central Coast Stadium, and I am really, really excited to see how this all goes down. The Sydney Roosters, without doubt, have been the best team in 2025, but the Newcastle Knights are just slowly but surely going up and up and up on the travelator. So I'll just go through the team list now. We'll go through the odds as we wait for the teams to hit Polytech Stadium, formerly known as Industry Group Stadium, should just be known as Central Coast Stadium. Coming into the contest, you can find a hell of a lot of value on the Newcastle Knights. However, you can see there in some breaking news, at least to me, for both sides, we got some changes here. So for the Sydney Roosters, we've got Corbin Baxter, Tainer, Naividi, and Bridie Parker in the back three. Surgis and Kelly are the centres. Kelleher and Aiken, the halves. Poulet, Butler, and Davis, the front row. Nasio, Strange, and Kernick, the back row. Wood, Hall, Lopamua, and Frezard returns to the NRLW after approximately 3 weeks out, probably a little bit more than that. Jamie Frezard returns in jersey 21. Jade Herdigan is 18th woman for the Sydney Roosters, and for the Newcastle Knights, a big out for them. Bo Vetti Welsh is out. Lillian White, who made her debut last year, I don't know if she's played this year or I can't quite remember, but Lillian White is fullback. Gallagher and Staines are the back three. Parker and Willison are the centres. Roach and Southwell, they are the halves. Predabon, Higgins, Davison, the front row. The back row, McEwen, Clydesdale, and Romanuik. Clydesdale is the captain, and the interchange is Kirkpatrick, Kapani, Sienna Yo, and Grace Kukutai, and Jolie Morris is the 18th lady. John Strange and Ben Jeffries are the respective coaches for both of these sides. There is a welcome to country happening just at the moment, so we'll still be a few more minutes away from kickoff, but that might give us an opportunity to talk about what has been in the NRLW this weekend. Before that, I just will go into the comments and say g'day to Tahi Bro. Tahi Bro, g'day. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. And of course, Jason Reeder, he's on cloud 9 at the moment. His men's absolutely gave it to the doggies, put them back in their kennels, and now he's hoping that the Sydney Roosters will be able to storm the kingdom, so to speak, today out at Central Coast Stadium. Of course, he says that it's Roosters 13 plus. So I really appreciate the 7+ people that are in the chat right now. It really means a lot. So thank you very much for dropping on by and saying g'day as Indigenous round, or the second week for Indigenous round, is here. And this is the main event. This is the biggest game of the 2025 NRLW season to date. There is another game coming up next weekend. I feel a little bit bad about talking over the top of the welcome to country. I don't want to sound disrespectful, but I got to wobble me jaw. Quentin's in the chat. G'day, mate. Thank you very much for coming in and saying g'day. And I was just about to get to that, Jason. Roosters going for 7 in a row to start 2025, but I think they're 10 in a row or something like that. Thank you, Tahid. No worries. Thank you, man. But no, the Roosters, this is one of the best, and it's getting to the point where they're arguably the best NRLW side that we've ever seen, but they've got to go back to back like the Broncos did, and same with the Newcastle Knights and whatnot. But this Roosters side is powerhouse deluxe. For the Newcastle Knights perspective, they're doing things without Bo Vetti Welsh, and they have beaten some handy opposition, but they haven't beaten or taken on a Brisbane Broncos, for example, have the Newcastle Knights. Just going through their draw for 2025 so far in 3-2-1. So they did defeat the Warriors. They are a plucky side. They brought Parramatta back down to earth. And then they've taken on the bottom two sides over the past fortnight. So this is their biggest challenge of the season, the Newcastle Knights. This is a game, especially now since Bovedi Walsh is not going to be partaking in. This is a chance for the Newcastle Knights to really say, oi, everything that we've done up until this point has not been a fluke. It's not been an easy run. We've done things as hard, as professionally as we possibly can, and now we're going to take on you. We're going to take you down here this afternoon out at Central Coast Stadium, out at Polytech Stadium, I should say. It is pristine conditions. Yes, there is a breeze. I'm not too sure who it's favouring, but there is a breeze. But other than that, it is dry, sunny conditions. And if you've ever been out to Central Coast Stadium, you know how gorgeous of a venue that place is. I have. It's a fantastic venue. Do yourself a favour one of these days. Go and check out Central Coast Stadium. It's an absolute belter as kickoff has commenced. Newcastle Knights have kicked off and it's bounced off of Jasmine Strain's shins and straight over the sideline. Oh, that's a fantastic beginning for the Newcastle Knights, who came into the game as $3.16 outsiders. Gallagher with the kickoff. She'll be loving that. The Roosters coming into the game as $1.33 favourite. So the Newcastle Knights, that's exactly the kind of start that they wanted. And this here is Taylor Predabon with the actual first carry, the first charge of the contest. Higgins goes right and finds Southwell. She dummies and puts on a flat ball for McEwen. She's wrapped up by Kelleher and company, waiting for the play the ball. Higgins scoots to the left-hand side, gives it off to Predabon. Predabon's getting dragged back. Some good defence there from the Sydney Roosters. Newcastle, they're deep inside the 10, and it's cut-out ball here for Davison. Predabon, I should say. And Higgins goes out right. Southwell running, dummying, steps, spins, eventually brought down. I got Predabon and Davison mixed up. Bugger, that won't happen again. As Higgins puts in the grubber kick, and what's the call here? It's going to be play on. A nice trap there by Rima Butler. This is Jasmine Strange now with a hit up, looking to atone for the early mistake here. Newcastle Knights got to show some discipline as Davis passes right. And this looks like Jessica Surges getting up over the 20-metre line. That's a great 10-plus metre carry from Jessica Surges. She'll play the ball on the side closest to the interchange sideline, and they go down that sideline once more through Taryn Aiken, who is stopped just short of the 40-metre line. All right, so Davis passes left infield here, and this is Butler with the carry, and she gets up to halfway. So last tackle, unless if anything untoward happens here, that's good discipline from the Newcastle Knights. Aiken, left, Kelleher, over halfway, running way over the top left to Isabel Kelly over the 40, passes left out to Parker. She gets to the 20 and she's eventually brought down. Knocks on though. Higgins got the ball. And that is a huge warning shot from the Premiers. Both of these sides sporting their Indigenous round jerseys, and yeah, the Roosters jersey does look good. So too does the Knights. They both look good in their Indigenous jerseys here. The Savo, and this here is the centre for the Newcastle Knights, Tenica Wilson. She is dumped on the 20-metre line. This is second tackle here. Here's the captain, Clydesdale, running to the left-hand side, taken high by Naividi and Aiken, and is getting pushed back, but she stands in the tackle, does the captain. And now the ball comes back infield to the right-hand side. And that there is jersey number 8 for the Newcastle Knights, Predabon. Southwell on fourth tackle, deep inside the 40. Deep inside the 40, goes over the 30. It is going to be a 40-20 from Jessie Southwell. What an amazing kick from Jess Southwell. That's a fantastic kick. We are 3 minutes into the contest. Both these sides are up. We're in for a cracker. Still, it's hard to ascertain what kind of angle the breeze is coming from. But play on. And we've got Kayla Romanuik now with the hit up, and she's stopped 11 metres out from the try line. Higgins passes left infield. This is Predabon. Predabon is tackled right in front of the goalpost. Higgins gets the dummy half, cut out past to Romanuik, and she's dragged back a few metres. They're on the right-hand goalpost. Higgins continues to go right. Jessie Southwell goes out right at the back to Lillian White, who's unfortunately dropped it, and that's going to be a reprieve for the Sydney Roosters. Alrighty. So I was just hearing then that Bo Vetti Walsh was a late scratching, an extreme one. She was scratched just over an hour ago for the Newcastle Knights. So that is a massive change for them to try to adapt to. But Lillian White is a talented player. So the Sydney Roosters, they win the scrum, and it goes all the way out right to Jess Surges, who is eventually brought down about 13 metres out from her own try line. Roosters are running left to right of screen as Davis passes left in field for Koenig, who gets over the 20-metre line and adds about 5 or 6 metres due to post contact. Davis waits at dummy half. She passes left out to Kelleher. And this here is Nasio over the 30, still standing, fended away from one, still standing. Referee allows the post contact meters to happen, and she rumbles her way to the 40-metre line. So they're up more so towards the top of the screen here as Davis comes back right in field here. And this is Poulet over halfway and makes a strong 10+ metre carry, probably 15 metres. They are in Newcastle territory here are the Sydney Roosters as it goes outright, and Strange is met immediately by Georgia Roach. That's great timing from the Newcastle 5'8". There's Strange plays it on the last. Davis passes left in field from 35 out. Kelleher puts in the right-footed bomb. It's allowed to bounce, and it is eventually taken by Parker on her own 20. Isabel Kelly saying something that she didn't agree with, but the referee didn't want any of that. And the first 6 minutes of the contest has now elapsed, and we're still 6-0. The Newcastle Knights have probably had the better of the territory, but the Sydney Roosters have probably looked the better in attack, I would say, over the first 6 minutes or so. But the Newcastle Knights, they're spreading it here, and this here is Yasmin Clydesdale, the captain, playing winger. And she's able to fight her way into Sydney Roosters territory by a couple of metres. This is fourth tackle, and now this is a hit up from Davison, and Davison is over the 10-metre line by a couple of metres. And Higgins, last tackle, goes left, finds Roach. She puts in a right-footed bomb, and it's going to be taken by Navidi on her own 10. And she's eventually taken down there by 3 Newcastle defenders. So on the side closest to the interchange sideline, she's earned her team a penalty. Oh, no. So it was just a matter of the Newcastle Knights falling asleep on top of Navidi. Alrighty, so 7 minutes in, it's 0-0. The weather out there at Central Coast is spectacular. It is a spectacular venue. And Surges taps it. This is Jasmine Strange. And she's met solidly there by Clydesdale, the opposite number. That's a great matchup to look forward to this afternoon. Clydesdale versus Strange. This is Rima Butler, who, in my opinion, is one of the top 4 props in the NRLW for 2025. Second tackle, Davis, left. Aiken runs before passing out left to Baxter, left to Kelleher over halfway. Nice cut out there to Parker. She puts on the afterburners and comes down on the 30-metre line off her own fruition in fear of getting chucked over the sideline. Gallagher showing nice aggression in the tackle. Now Kelleher on the third tackle decides to go back left, but it's good defense by Parker and Gallagher. Kelly passes right. Davis, right. This is Koenig. She does pass out the back to Aiken, out right to Baxter. Surges, puts on the fend on Willison, then right out to Navidi. Navidi stands in the tackle. Well, she was in danger of getting chucked over the sideline. There's a call for a knock-on, but none forthcoming from referee Ziggy. And this is last tackle as Aiken puts in the right-footed kick, and it's just a bit too deep as Gallagher takes it on the full deep inside her own 10, and she's actually able to make it back out to the 10-metre line. So Southwell passes left in field, and this is Parker. Where we got Ed Well was sounding pretty good. Bummer. What do you mean? What do you mean? Newcastle Knights, are you going for the Knights or the Roosters? Tahi, bro, mate. All right. So we've got the Newcastle Knights now. We are about 8.5 minutes into the contest. I'll bring up that clock in a second as there's a forward pass out to Clydesdale. That is the second time Clydesdale has found herself playing out on the sting. It's a forward pass, from dummy half for Roach, and then the pass from Roach way out left for Clydesdale went for. So that is a breakdown in the attack by the Newcastle Knights. So 9 minutes in now, and the Roosters, they're yet to make an error. Oh, Tahi, bro, that is cold. That's cold, but the Roosters, they're on the attack. They've won the scrum. They go out left. Ball's in the hands of Isabel. No, Jess Surgis swapped out for bloody Isabel Kelly. And here's Kelly now waiting at dummy half. Kelly passes right. Davis, right. Paulet. Oh, nice contact there by Predabon. Brings down her opposite number and play the ball. Central. Koenig, straight up the guts. There's 4 of them. There's 4 Newcastle Knights defenders there. This is third tackle. We're almost 10 minutes in. Still 0-all. Davis, right? Aiken, flat for Strange. Strange breaks them. Roosters on the board first. 4 points to 0 after 10 minutes. It's a good game of footy, but the Roosters have looked better in attack, and the Newcastle Knights pay for a couple of errors inside the first 10 minutes or so. Jason Reader, keep the champagne on ice, please, mate. Don't go off too early. But the Sydney Roosters looking very, very good here this afternoon already. Four points to 0. 10 minutes gone. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming in and saying good day. And please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you very much for coming in, guys. It really does mean a lot. I know that there is an NRL men's contest kicking off in a couple of minutes, but this is the biggest game of the NRLW season to date. So I've definitely wanted to do this one for sure instead of a Tigers versus Sea Eagles game, with much due respect to Tigers Sea Eagles fans out there. It's a great no-look pass by Taryn Aiken. Her eyes were shaped out the back, and she popped on the flat ball to Jasmine Strange, who's had an eventful start to the game for sure. Absolutely. Alrighty. So this is Kelleher, a little bit right of the post, and that is straight over the black dot, and the Fox League technicians gave her the 2 points before she even kicked the ball just quietly. So watch that again for the next conversion, if there is another kick for conversion. But we're 11 minutes in, 6 points to 0. Now to everybody that's in the chat right now, please be reminded, or as the kickoff is tricky for Surges to take, but she does take it in the end. Later on today, Dor from All Out Fantasy is going to be joining me. We're going to do some double duty for the 2 North Queensland Cowboys games that are happening today. So please stand by for that, as we've got Davis running out of dummy half to the right-hand side from halfway and getting to the Newcastle Knights 40. This is third tackle, Aiken, left in field for Koenig, who puts on an extravagant offload or pass back under there for Paulet, and Paulet is brought down. This is fourth tackle, Davis, goes right. This is Koenig running before passing out the back to Baxter, right to Surgis, and Surgis is taken down by Willison. Surgis plays the ball, Novidi, left in field for Baxter, left for Aiken, right foot kick. Gallagher's going to run to get onto it. She leaps up and takes it very well. There could be a cause or a case that could have been made that she was taken mid-air, but it's play on. And good defense from Newcastle. And this here is Shanice Parker, who dummied and accelerated into the line, and that's a penalty. That's a penalty. That's a 3-on-1 strip. Strange is saying no, but that's definitely a multi-person tackle for sure. Tahi Bro, reminder, like, share, and comment. Thank you very much, man. Jason Reader, tipping the Cowboys to win both games. Well, thank you very much. So we've got ourselves a captain's challenge from the Sydney Roosters. Strange proclaiming she stripped it in a 1-on-1 situation, and it was a 3-on-1 situation. So that is a terrible, terrible challenge, it must be said. That is an unsuccessful challenge that has been burnt to a crisp by the Sydney Roosters. Oh, crispy chicken. Holy smokes. Alrighty. So it's Willison who taps the ball and gets over the 30-metre line. And she'll play the ball now. Higgins, right infield here for Davison, getting to the 40-metre line and makes about 5 metres post-contact. And we are about 14 minutes into this first half as Kayla Romanuik is getting dragged back inside her own territory. Third tackle, Higgins, Southwell shows the ball but throws it out the back to Lillian White in place of Bo Vetti Walsh here this afternoon, who was a late scratching this morning. She plays the ball, and this is Kayla Romanuik, passes right back in field here for Eva McEwen, sorry. And then last tackle now from 30 metres out, ball is with Jessie Southwell, puts in the right-footed kick down towards Bridie Parker, and Parker just takes it completely uncontested. And the chase there, the wall that was presented, the line that was there was a little bit broken. So that last tackle play wasn't as efficient as what it could have been there for the Newcastle Knights, at least in my opinion anyway. So this is her right to Kelly, and Kelly, player of the year so far in the NRLW, in my opinion, plays the ball right in the centre of Central Coast Stadium. And we've got Jamie Frezard, who's out there now. Not too sure who she's come on for, but she is back in the NRLW. Good to see her back. She's had herself a pretty strong season, especially when you talk about or calculate state of origin. So the ball's put up. It's allowed to bounce by Gallagher and Lillian White at the back, and Isabel Kelly takes it. The ball is with Nasio. She offloads back to Kelleher. Kelleher wrapped around, and they're going to score in the corner. And the Newcastle Knights are going to pay Lillian White and Gallagher. They're going to pay potentially for not taking it on the full. Talk about a breakdown in communication a minute or two ago. The only thing that will save them here is if Isabel Kelly has bobbled it into Shanice Parker, who came in late. Kelly, clean grab. I think she's knocked it on into Shanice Parker's legs just as she was coming down. But what the hell happened between Lillian White and Sheridan Gallagher? I'm going to call that a knock-on. I think that's a knock-on. Well, Shanice Parker has come in and saved the bacon of Gallagher and Lillian White, who looked at each other and said, yours. The ball bounced, and Isabel Kelly said it's mine. But Shanice Parker, the Kiwi Fern International, saving the day for the Newcastle Knights big time. So this is going to be a play the ball here for the Newcastle Knights on the 10-metre line. And this is a brave run here from Shanice Parker. She saved the day, and now she has the first hit up, and she's getting dragged back by the Sydney Roosters. And they're still inside their own 10 here, but through Eva McEwen, I think that might be. She gets them over and out of the 10-metre zone. Higgins, left, Clydesdale, good run, but Koenig, ex-teammate, puts on the hit. It's offloaded out the back to Lillian White, and Lillian White breaks free of one and gets over the 20-metre line. So the carry from Clydesdale and an offload. They continue to go out left. Roach, left. Willison versus Novidi, and Novidi takes down Willison. This is fourth tackle. And Roach at dummy half passes right infield. Jessie Southwell, nice spin on the kick. And it's taken on the full by Baxter inside her own 30. Over the 30 she goes. She centralises the Roosters, and she gets over the 40-metre line by a couple of metres. So 16 minutes into this first half, it's 6 points to nil to the Sydney Roosters, and the eastern suburbs are running left to right of screen as Isabel Kelly makes another 15-metre carry, about 5 of those post-contact. And now Novidi, who in my opinion is the winger of 2025 in the NRLW, gets to about the 30-metre line. Now Davis left in field for Koenig, and she just rumbles it straight and hard. And just looking at some of the stats there, it's been 70% territory for the Sydney Roosters over the past 10 minutes. Davis goes right, Baxter right, Surges running, fending, and eventually Willison, who stuck to her like glue, takes it down. Last tackle, Novidi left. Baxter cut out left. Aiken puts in a low stabbing kick. The bounce has taken a friendly one for Sheridan Gallagher. Holy smokes. Aiken, her kicking game is getting better and better this afternoon. Shanice Parker finds the winger for the Newcastle Knights, Staines. And this is Tenica Willison. She gets to the 30-metre line. They're a little bit left of centre, but they come back right here. And Kayla Romanuik has a great carry, a great no-bullshit carry, plays the ball about 5 short of halfway. And on the field now, jersey 15 for the Newcastle Knights, that there is Simone Kapani, and this is last tackle. Southwell kicks from 5 metres inside Roosters territory. It's a better kick, and the line is much better. That's a better last tackle there from the Newcastle Knights as Kelleher passes right infield for Parker, and Parker's brought down about 25 metres out from her own try line. Now Kelly passes right again to Naividi, and Naividi gets over the 30 by a few metres. And we are approximately 18 minutes into this first half. And what's the call there is Higgins versus Davis. It's going to be ruled a knock-on from Higgins by Higgins. A little bit of hooker versus hooker play. Tahi, bro. Wow, scary. Hope it doesn't break her confidence. Improve Lillian White. Yes. You definitely assume that Bovedi Walsh just would have said, get the hell out of my way. I've got this one. So again, there has been a late change for the Newcastle Knights and for the Sydney Roosters in that regard. Prezard is on, and Lillian White is on for Bovedi Walsh. All right, so Davis, unclean pass from dummy half, but it's found its way for Koenig, who then got it out to Prezard, who must be playing a second row sort of style. Baxter now, splits them over the 30, passes right to Surges, who drops the ball. Lillian White's now got it in her hands, and she passes right infield to Predabon. Sorry, not Predabon. That's Davison, plays the ball now. Higgins, right. Romanuik, right. Southwell, right. McEwen. And McEwen, first tackle. Stopped just shy of the 40. Up on top of the screen of the Newcastle Knights. They're running right to left of screen. And Koenig absolutely crunches. I believe that might be Kayla Romanak. Alrighty. So I saw the motion, the gesture, that it could have been a high shot from Olivia Koenig. I don't think so. That's just a good shot from Olivia Koenig. Well, despite them being 6-0 down, the Knights have done well to just keep it to 6-0. It's been all the Roosters the past 10 minutes. There's been line breaks, and the territory's all been with East, but the Newcastle Knights sticking tough as Higgins goes left. Roach dummies over halfway. Good carry from Roach, the English international. Higgins, a dummy half, runs to the right-hand side, passes and finds Kapani, and she's back slammed by Keely Davis. This is last tackle. Higgins, right. Southwell. It's charged down by Narcio. What's the call here? Clydesdale's got it. She's running still. Backs away. Southwell kicks it. It might have a bit too much mustard. Surprised that Clydesdale got that on the last and didn't get a kick. Didn't get a kick on it herself. Tahi, bro, says it's a good first half battle. It sure is, man. It is a good battle so far. And this is Jess Surges now with the carry up to the 30-metre line and makes about 5 post-contact metres. So about 15 short of halfway, and this is 0 tackle. Kelly scoots to the left-hand side over the 40-metre line, centralises the Roosters' attack, and is stopped just shy of halfway. Davis waits a dummy half, passes left. This is Amber Hall, who's out there now when she gets to the 40-metre line of the Newcastle Knights. Davis, right. Koenig, does she pass? Yes. Late to Prezard, but it's been knocked on by Prezard. So a few sets now over the past 5 minutes or so where the Roosters have made unforced errors, I suppose. So just, they're looking dangerous, and they just, keep playing their natural game, and I'm sure they'll knock the door down eventually. But they just haven't been quite as clean as they have been inside the first 15 minutes. Past 5, it's just gone a little bit haywire for them. But the Newcastle Knights say continue doing it. Willison plays the ball. And now this is Clydesdale. Now running ferociously with every carry this afternoon. She's been sensational, as Clydesdale. It's now found its way infield for Simone Kapani, I think. Kapani plays the ball right on halfway, cut out right to Southwell, who shaped to go under, but then got it out right to Parker. And Parker was smashed by Amber Hall on the 40-metre line. They're inside Roosters territory here as Kayla Romanak gets to the 30. They're a little bit right of centre, Newcastle, as Higgins goes left. That's the interchange hooker on, and Roach goes Willison left to Staines, and Staines, she's put down on her back now. And it's coming back right in field here. Jessie Southwell puts in a crossfield kick from 22 metres out. It's not taken on the full in the in-goal area by Parker. So that's a good kick and a good kick chase by Newcastle. This is Baxter taking the hit up. Runs a central line and makes a good 10 metres as well. That's a good carry from Baxter. Aiken goes left, and that is Isabel Kelly, and she gets to, she stopped just shy of the 30-metre line, if I'm not mistaken. She plays the ball now, and that's a flat ball there for Jess Surges. Fends away from 1, 2, still running and getting over the 40-metre line by a couple, but a great cutting tackle by Southwell actually hurt Jess Surges there. That's some strong contact from Southwell. That's a point of concern now for the Sydney Roosters, as Koenig plays it on the last, just over halfway, and Kelleher gets a right kick to it, and it's going to sail out on the full. And there is more than just a point of concern here for the Sydney Roosters, Jess Surges. She's in trouble with what looks to be an ankle injury. And there's nothing untoward about the tackle by Southwell. It could just be knee on knee, an awful, awful cork for Jess Surges potentially. Oh, yeah, that's kneecap on kneecap. Southwell's left knee on Surgis's right knee. It could just be an awful cork for Jess Surges. So hopefully she can just run that out. Oh, man, it put me in Ward B for sure. All right, so Clydesdale now has the hit up. Oh, massive hit by Naividi. Holy crap. They continue to go left to Newcastle through Roach and Willison now. Willison still standing and fending, and she just had to give down and takes the tackle. This is second. Right to Roach, right to Kapani, and Kapani is taken down. They are about 30 metres out here. And Higgins goes right, Southwell, flat ball there for McEwen. And McEwen is eventually brought down about 14 metres out, fourth tackle. They're right at the goalpost. They continue to go right through Southwell, cut out right to Park, who steps off the right. But the defence is there by the Sydney Roosters. 6 points to nil, 10 minutes to go. Ball is with Southwell, puts in a low kick that I'm not too sure was played at. And that is going to be a handover. It was very quick defence there from the Sydney Roosters. Alrighty. All right, so Koenig plays the ball. Kelleher passes right infield to Amber Hall, who makes a nice 5 or so metre charge, but the defence was there. She plays it on the 20, and this is jersey 17 for the Roosters with a great first touch in the game. That is Lopamua. Eliza Lopamua makes about a 20-metre gain. Oh, bugger. And the Newcastle Knights didn't get off of her quick enough. All righty. So Newcastle, they just they wrestled back momentum there just for a moment. And now in the blink of an eye, the Roosters are going to be on the charge here inside Newcastle territory, and Koenig now is stopped about 14 metres inside Newcastle territory, central, Davis, a flat ball for Aiken, left for Hall, left to Kelleher, put through the space. Kelleher passes way out left for Parker, who cuts against the grain from 15 metres out and scores. What a slashing try by Bridie Parker. Great ball playing between Hall and Kelleher, but the Newcastle Knights don't give the champions a sniff. They should know all about that. Newcastle Knights, again, I say they wrestled the momentum back, and a penalty, I think, on second or third tackle just gifted the Roosters an opportunity 8 minutes before half time. Slashing try by Bridie Parker and the Sydney Roosters. Good stuff. Alrighty. So 7 minutes to go. And the Fox technicians gave Kelleher the 2 points before she even kicked it. Oh, they saved themselves some embarrassment this time. But it's 12 points to nil. 12-0 to the Sydney Roosters. Tahi, bro, sounds like the defense on the line is struggling. Not so much. I think it's just the fact that Amber Hall has come onto the field, and then with her experience, her maturity, her skills, just provided a little bit more of a dimension in attack for Kelleher to do her thing. As kickoff is back underway, it's taken on the full by Baxter. Passes left to Amber Hall, and Amber Hall, great charge back into the Newcastle defense. Jason Reeder, keep the champagne on ice, mate. It's not over yet. As Lopamua now, she was the one that earned the penalty for her team. She's looking for the offload but couldn't get it out. Davis running to the left, and this is Isabel Kelly over halfway. Newcastle, they've got to hang on here, but I think Shanice Parker has copped a boot to the face in back play as Davis goes right, Koenig right, Aiken right, Baxter, Surges running right to Nividi over the 30. They are so good with the ball. It's not funny at the moment. Aiken, Davis, Koenig straight up the guts. And that's last tackle. Davis, left. Kelleher, forward pass to Kelly. Surely. Yes. Good call, ref. This is graphic. I know they showed their might against the West Tigers a couple of weeks ago for Magic Round. But in dry conditions out there at Central Coast today, in a top of the table clash, the Sydney Roosters, it is graphic how good their passing is to get to left to right. And now the Roosters, they give away a penalty here. So it just opens the door for Newcastle to get on the board. But again, I've got to reiterate that the Sydney Roosters in attack today, even though it was early territory for the Newcastle Knights, and there's been about a 5-minute period where the Roosters made maybe 3 errors in 5 sets sort of thing. Their attack has been absolutely unbelievable. It's been unbelievable. You've got to be defensively brilliant against this Roosters side, and it's not outside of the realms of possibility here for the Newcastle Knights, who have been stout. It's actually been pretty impressive to see them keep it to just 12-0. That was a flat pass to Clydesdale, who's been brilliant this afternoon. Higgins runs to the left-hand side. Roach, she runs and beats the first tackle by Strange and makes an extra few more metres. They're about 22 out here on the interchange sideline, coming back right infield here. And it's worked its way out for Southwell. And she's able to put McEwen back under. And Knights, they are central. They go right. Southwell puts in a low grubber kick. Baxter takes it. Baxter, she's going to be dragged back in her own goal. She is. That's fantastic strength shown by Sheridan Gallagher. That's genuinely awesome stuff there from Sheridan Gallagher. Alrighty. So 4 minutes to go. Goal line dropout coming for the Newcastle Knights. So Kelleher shoots. It's going to land 25 metres out for Roach, who gives it outright to Kapani. Oh, and Kapani and Davis collide on the 20-metre line. So this here is Kirkpatrick at dummy half. She goes right. Jesse Southwell decides to put Predabon back under. And Predabon is tackled about 12 metres out here. And they go left. This is Yo, who's allowed to run 10 metres or so. That's a great carry from Sienna Yo. Now Kirkpatrick at dummy half. Dummies! Oh, she's just held up over the line, and I think she may have lost it in attempting to score. No, the referee has given the try. Oh, well, we got to wait to see if this is try confirmed. But this is set up by Sienna Yo, who was allowed to run 10 metres by the Sydney Roosters before they said, holy shit, the try line's a foot behind us. Kirkpatrick scoots out a dummy half to the right, and that's a try. I'd like one more look at it, but I think that's good. She scoots to the right, Kirkpatrick. Try. I'm happy with that. That is sensational from the interchange hooker. She, not that she would want reminding of this, but she was the one that gave the penalty away on Lopamua about 5 minutes ago that helped the Sydney Roosters get into that position to score their second try of the afternoon. So for her to get that one back for the Newcastle Knights just before halftime, all is forgiven. All is equal in the world at the moment. So Jessie Southwell could do this blindfolded. And she does. It is 12-6 in a damn good game of footy out there at the beautiful Central Coast Stadium. Again, I reiterate, I've been there before, only on the one occasion, and it is just do yourself a favour and do it. Hopefully you get yourself a pristine day like it looks like it is out there at the moment. But yeah, no, it's an absolutely amazing venue. Absolutely amazing. So 2 minutes to go. If I'm the Newcastle Knights, I'm throwing caution to the wind. I'm throwing me best attacking shape, best attacking set. At this Newcastle Knights. So still waiting for kickoff, and it comes now by Kelleher. It's going to land right on the 10-metre line for Roach, who gives it to Kapani, who's able to, she stopped just shy of the 20-metre line. That's good contact by Jasmine Strange and Surges. And Kirkpatrick goes right. This is Sienna Yo, who set up that try beautifully with a great run. Kirkpatrick, right. Predabon, over the 30-metre line. Nice post-contact meters get the Newcastle Knights to the 40. This is third tackle. Their central, very flat ball there for Clydesdale, but she beats the first tackle, gets over halfway by a few meters. This is fourth tackle. Kirkpatrick waits at dummy half. Patrick goes right and finds Sienna Yo again over the 40-metre line. I think that one stung her, but the shot from Koenig. This is last tackle. Right, Southwell puts the high ball up. Gallagher is chasing on Parker. It's just a fraction too deep as Parker takes it uncontested. She runs rapidly towards the centre, and she's brought down. So the Roosters now, do you throw caution to the wind, or you just take a safety-first approach and just get yourself... Oh, no, Corbin Baxter. Oh, no. Oh, my God, I hope it's a cork. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, we are only 30 seconds to go in this first half. Corbin Baxter's knocked the ball on, but that's... Oh, my God, no. No. Oh, Jason. Thank you, mate. Thank you. That's taken my mind. That's taken my mind off of it, mate. Thank you very much for... I'm sure I was about to look up at it. and have myself a heart attack. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Um, Corbin Baxter's knee, her ankle got stuck into the dirt, and then her left knee folded. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh man, you want them to get the camera off of Corbin Baxter. Tahi, bro, excellent call the first half, Sam. Thank you very much, man. Yes, it does help out the algorithm. So, to everybody, anybody that's in here, please like the content at the very least, and subscribe as well. But Tahi, bro, Corbin Baxter is going to be out of this game, and I wonder what you do, because you've got, if I'm not mistaken, Mia Wood. Yes, you've got Mia Wood on the bench. I wonder if you put Bridie Parker at fullback now and Mia Wood comes onto the sting. You don't want it to happen, but it is not a like for like replacement, but you do have an easy solution to the problem. Corbin Baxter limping, but is able to walk. It's a positive sign. And that's a shame, because Baxter was so crisp in that first half. It's not funny. She was excellent in that first half. To see her limping, walking off, it is a positive. But the negative here for the Roosters is the Newcastle Knights, they have a scrum 20 metres out, a central one at that. Oh, God, I hope it's all good for Baxter. My God. All right, so Kirkpatrick wins it at the back. Jesse Southwell runs, and this is Shanice Parker right to Gallagher. Oh, and Gallagher. Oh, Gallagher. Oh, Gallagher. Good strength shown. It looks like she was going to get chucked over the sideline. 20 seconds remain. Gallagher plays the ball. Pass left back infield. All bounced, and McEwen gets it. And this will be the last play here. Second tackle, 7 seconds remain. Kirkpatrick, Sienna Yo, you got to offload it. Oh, that's first half. That's first half. A fantastic half of footy. Really good half of footy. Newcastle Knights, they have had to really sponge up a lot of what the Sydney Roosters were dishing up in that first half. You'd say that territory was 60-40 in favour of the Roosters. Completion rates, I think, would be about equal. But if I had to say that the Sydney Roosters have been a little bit better in the completions, but that is a pretty even contest. And I think 12-6 is a fair reflection of that first half. That was a really enthralling game of footy, but that was just the first half. I'll see you guys in the second half, because I've got to go get myself a drink of water. So I'll be back in approximately 10 minutes or so. Jason and Rita, well done, girls, bring it home. Yes. But in late breaking news there, Corbin Baxter out with a left knee injury. Serge is also suffering, I reckon, what may have been a pretty big cork, but Sergis has been able to run that out. Excellent, says Tahi, bro. It was a good half. But I will be back in approximately 10 minutes. So thank you, guys. Hang tight, and I'll see you guys very shortly. Oi, g'day. We are back in readiness for the second half. That is very much in the balance. 12-6 to the Sydney Roosters. To everybody that has come into the chat over the first half or the first hour, thank you very much. And stick with us for the rest of the second half because this one's going down to the wire as Kelleher kicks us back off. Newcastle Knights are going to accept it deep in their own 10. And this here is Kapani who hits it back up and is dragged back. Alrighty, so she will play the ball 15 metres out from her own try line, and Kirkpatrick passes left to Clydesdale. The Newcastle Knights, they are running left to right of screen as Clydesdale plays the ball. Kirkpatrick passes right to Roach, right to Sienna Yeo, and she is taken down on the 30-metre line. The Newcastle Knights find themselves in a central position. Kirkpatrick goes left, and I think that may be Predabon, and Kirkpatrick goes right. Yeo again passes flat for Kapane, and Kapane is taken down, but they enter Roosters territory just by a couple metres or so as Kirkpatrick goes left and finds Georgia Roach, who gets a kick to it, and Novidi takes it on her own 20. A good start. Good start for Newcastle and driving Novidi back inside her own 20 there. So a good first minute, all for the Newcastle Knights as Surges. She is back out there. It was a knee-on-knee cork that she copped from Jessie Southwell, and that's playing on Kelleher left. Kelly over the 30-metre line and is tackled on the 40. Well, she's still held on to by Shanice Parker, nearly gave away a 6 again, or penalty, I should say, as Kelleher gives it right to Kelly. Kelly to Aiken, Koenig, and Koenig is taken down on the Newcastle Knights 40. I'll just bring that scoreline back up again. This is Amber Hall now on the fourth tackle, and she is brought down on the 30-metre line. So they're a little bit left of centre here, the Roosters, and it was Lopamu who overran the pass from Davis, and it all went to hell in a handbasket, unfortunately, for the Sydney Roosters on the last tackle there. They could not get the kick away. And it was a knock on there by Kelleher as Southwell out of dummy half goes left and finds Lillian White, who's brought down by Butler and Koenig, the youngster. Southwell left, and this is Kapani. Oh, not too many metres on offer there. That's quick moving defence from Easts, and she plays the ball. Kirkpatrick on second, back right to Yo to Predabon, and Predabon spinning and stopping just shy of the 40. Kirkpatrick right to Southwell, back left infield for Sienna Yeo. I would sign up Sienna Yeo just quietly. Oh, the ball's gone absolutely flying out. I'd be challenging that for sure. She was planted and stationed, and even Ziggy knows. But that ball went absolutely rocketing out of her friggin' hands. Oh, Jason Reed is back. He's back. G'day, mate. Surely. Oh, I don't know. That's a 50-50, and I'm not even going to put my foot into the ring of fire on that one. It's a Newcastle Knights challenge. They reckon it's a strip. I've got no idea. I would not be shocked if this is unsuccessful. Challenge unsuccessful. I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard. Well, that's a knock on from Sienna Yeo. Contentious call, but the Sydney Roosters survived that one. So Kelleher, ball in hand, feeds it. Out the back is Davis, who passes left to Aiken. Aiken dummies, but Southwell and Sienna Yeo was there. All right, Davis still out there, left for Kelly. Kelly runs straight at Shanice Parker, but she's brought down right on halfway. Closer to the interchange sideline they are, but Davis right infield for Amber Hall. Skittles 3 Newcastle Knights defenders and gets to the 40-metre line. That's third tackle. Davis goes right, flat for Koenig. Back under here for Butler, I think that might be. Over 30 She goes, and this is the fourth tackle now. Left, Davis, Aiken, left at the back for Kelleher. Dummies, runs against the grain. This is Mia Wood, who offloads back. It bounced into a Newcastle Knight defender, and I think Kelleher's knocked it on. I think this should be Newcastle possession. It is. It's going to be a Roosters knock on, but Kelleher sliced him sideways between Southwell and Parker, and then got the ball out to Wood, who just couldn't find the pass line for Kelleher there. So good scramble from Newcastle, but good stuff from Jocelyn Kelleher as well, who nearly really broke the game open for Easts. So this is going to be a 10-metre scrum, a central one at that, for the Newcastle Knights, who survived that scare. Southwell feeds it, and it's one at the back and goes to the right here for Sheridan Gallagher. Strong contact from Olivia Koenig. Gee, Struth. Gallagher gets up and plays it. Now, Lillian White passes left in field for Sienna Yeo. I'd sign her up at North Queensland after her performance this afternoon. My goodness. All right, so Kirkpatrick goes left, Southwell left, and this is Willison. And Willison backs her way to the 30-metre line. Kirkpatrick left, for Georgia Roach, who juggled it and then got it out left to Clydesdale. And Clydesdale's eventually brought down. A little bit of nonsense over the top by Aiken, but play on the 40. Southwell runs before putting Predabon back under. Nearly broke the line. And now Kirkpatrick on the last goes right again, and Southwell kicks on the last. And I've got to say something to the 6-odd people that are in the chat right now as Novidi takes it on the full, then passes way left in field here for Bridie Parker, arcing on her run towards the left, and she's able to get to the 30. There's a rumour, just a rumour, that Jessie Southwell could be in talks with the Brisbane Broncos. Stop it. No. Brisbane, F off. No. All right, so the Sydney Roosters, Davis runs to the right before passing to Koenig, and Koenig is brought down in an awkward tackle. It's going to be ruled a knock-on here as well by Koenig. But yes, a rumour started in the first half. I saw this on Watch Her Footy on Instagram, that there's a rumour that Jessie Southwell is linked to the Brisbane Broncos for a potential move next year or the year after. Jessie Southwell, please. Well, if that's the case, isn't that a massive indication that Ali Brigginshaw might be thinking about hanging up the boots next season, if not the year after? So it's just a rumour. Probably shouldn't spread it, but that's just the rumour, and it's a massive one. It is a competition-changing rumour if that comes to fruition. All right, so the Newcastle Knights, they've got the ball on the 40. Clydesdale goes straight and hard, and she will play the ball just short of halfway. Kirkpatrick, right. Southwell, over halfway, right to Davison. She's back out there, but she's brought down there by Amber Hall. And she plays the ball now. Kirkpatrick, right to Southwell, running over the 40, right to McEwen, and she's brought down. Had a couple of nice touches there from Jessie Southwell as Parker goes left. Southwell puts in the crossfield kick. This could come off for them. It's taken on the full by Staines. Offloads back to Willison, right to Clydesdale, or Clydesdale is able to offload after great contact by Davis. It's now with Davison. Southwell back central again. Kicks from 25 metres out. It's taken on the full by Mia Wood there. Nearly. That was a near thing there for Newcastle Knights. All right, so first tackle, Sydney Roosters. And Jess Surgis running an arcing type run and fends away from one. Still standing. Will look to offload, and Kirkpatrick is all tangled up with Jess Surgis. And a penalty. Surgis is just up and out of there. She didn't like that bloody contact. All right, so where are we? So we're about 8 minutes into this second half. And it's still the halftime scoreline. 12-6, but Roosters have a fresh set starting on their own 40, and they're coming back to where the tap was taken for Isabel Kelly, and it is Isabel Kelly who does eventually have the hit up, and it's almost a bloody 20-metre gain there for the Sydney Roosters as Davis goes right, Aiken right, and this is Rima Butler with a step or two, and she's eventually brought down by Newcastle. Second tackle, Davis flat right for Lopamua. Over the 30 she goes. And they're about 25 out here. Have the Roosters knocked it on? No, it's a strip. Davis taps it from 25 out. They're allowed to run. She passes left to Aiken. Aiken dummying and is eventually brought down by Parker and Southwell. They're 11 metres out, left to the post. They're coming back right infield here for Amber Hall. Amber Hall running straight towards the goal post, but she's brought down just a little bit left of the goalposts, and now Davis, they go to the left-hand side. Aiken dummies and splits the Newcastle Knights defensive line, picking out Southwell, who was looking right, and Aiken was looking right as well, and she cut the gap in between Southwell and I think Eva McEwen. That's exactly what happened. Taryn Aiken scoring the try for the Sydney Roosters. Again, the Newcastle Knights, they were on the attack with a couple of kicks there deep inside the opposition 20. And it's like they defensively, they didn't move up quick enough. Their line wasn't intact, and they allowed Jess Surgis a nice run to make about 10 or so meters upfield, and then a penalty was given away. And then, back-to-back penalties, that's what happens when you give champions like the Sydney Roosters too much opportunity. Well, this game isn't over, obviously. There's 25 minutes to go. They'd be hoping Kelleher misses this attempt at conversion, but she's been a sharpshooter. She wastes no time, and it's straight over the black dot, if you do not mind, umpire. 18 points to 6, 11 minutes into this second half, but this game is far from over. Oh, boy. All right. I was talking with bloody mic muted. So kickoff has happened. Oh, Jesus, there's nearly been a mix-up between Aiken and Naividi as Rima Butler always met there by Predabon and was initially touched on by, I think it was Sienna Yo. We saw a shot there of Corbin Baxter, it's been picked off. It's been intersected by Shanice Parker. So huge opportunity here for Newcastle. Kirkpatrick right. This is Eva McEwen running sideways and getting down to the 10-metre line. That's a good 10-plus metre carry from her. Play the ball closer to the interchange sideline. Back left infield for Kirkpatrick. Then Sienna Yo, and she's brought down inside the 10 metres. This is now second tackle. Heavy contact from her. Kirkpatrick left. Southwell had to bend over to pick it up. Way out left for Clydesdale. Left to Willison. Left to Staines. She cuts back in, or the strength of Surgis is going to drag her back to the 10. Maybe could have been dragged over the sideline there. Roach, Clydesdale, Davison, and she's going to be brought down about 8 metres out, left of the sticks. Last tackle, they elect to go to the left-hand side. Roach runs, stepping, spinning, swiveling over the try line, and Newcastle hits straight back. That's a fantastic effort from the English international, Georgia Roach. Well done. From ecstasy to agony for Jason. Oh, man. Well, this is a massive shot for Jesse Southwell. So she's about 10 meters to the left and about 15 meters back, maybe 17. Not sure about the strength of the wind, but she shoots and it's going to fade to the right-hand side. I think the wind did pick that up. Don't think she put enough power into the kick as well. So it is now a 2-score scenario for the Newcastle Knights to take the lead to try and get this victory this afternoon out at Central Coast Stadium. Tahi, bro, going for the Newcastle Knights today. Alrighty. This top of the table clash, it was first versus third coming into it. It's living up. This is absolutely living up to the billing. As kickoff has occurred, it's taken. No, it's not taken on the full. It's trapped and then, well, holy crap. Oh boy. It's an absolute calamity from the kickoff. So it wasn't trapped by Higgins. I'm happy with that to be ruled as a knock-on. Instead of getting overly technical with it, it's a knock-on from Newcastle from the kickoff. Roosters win it from the scrum. Aiken's got it left to Bridie Parker, but good defense there. Kelly at dummy half passes right infield to Aiken, right to Lopamua, and Lopamua is contained. But the Roosters are central. Which way do they go? Davis at dummy half runs before passing right to Koenig, and Koenig, great carry, getting closer to the goal line. Third tackle right in front of the post. Davis way out left, out the back to Aiken, who juggled it but passed it out left to Kelly. Kelly versus Parker, but that's great defense from Gallagher and Parker. Well done. Fourth tackle right on the interchange sideline. Oh, this is Amber Hall from 5 meters out. She's always extraordinarily tough to hold up over the line, and she is. She is held up over the line. She's got to go back and play the ball on the 10. And they're about 5 meters in from the interchange sideline. And Davis waits at dummy half and passes right, finds Kelleher. Kelleher puts in a grubber kick and bounces off the chest to Clydesdale. And it's going to be a try for Taryn Aiken. Oh, Kelleher with a mongrel for Clydesdale and the Newcastle Knights, and it comes up with points for the Sydney Roosters. We've had 3 tries in the space of about 6 minutes or so. Newcastle, it's over to you to try and hit straight back, but this kick from Kelleher took an awful, evil bounce right up into, the collarbone of Clydesdale, and it ricocheted backwards into the in-goal area, and nobody was home. The fullback, Lillian White, was right next to Clydesdale as it happened, and Aiken just following the kick in lacks a fortune when you put in the effort. Bugger me. Oh. Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give Kelleher the extra 2 points. I might just be giving her the friggin' points in general this afternoon. She's been super solid alongside partner Taryn Aiken. But she kicks it from right in front, 24-10. Oh, that is a killer. That is a killer for Newcastle Knights. It's a back and forth game, but it's just there's been more forth for the Sydney Roosters. Unfortunately, if you're a Newcastle fan, I'm just looking forward to a good game of footy. And it has been a good game of footy, but this now, this is in danger of blowing out. It's 14 points the advantage to the Roosters. And there's 18 and a half minutes to go. Sheridan Gallagher kicks off. It's taken on the full by Noviti, who passes left to Aiken, way left in field for Parker, left to Amber Hall. And they've gone 20, 30 metres left and about 10 metres forward there at the Sydney Roosters. And now Davis left for Naseo. And I guess Frazard did come on for Naseo for a time there. Isabel Kelly allowed to run 10, 15 metres. Or Kelly's ginger, getting up, plays the ball. Davis right, Aiken, Koenig. Oh, there is Frazard, speaker, the devil, and she will appear. She is taken down 5 metres short of halfway. Fourth tackle, Davis, right, Koenig, over halfway. Oh, she accelerated into the line and very nearly broke through. Davis now on last tackle, puts in the kick. And the referee is going to say that it was played at by the Newcastle Knights. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. So a couple of real fortuitous kicks here from the Sydney Roosters has got them in great opportunity. Oh, and maybe there's a little bit of justice there. The knock on there from Bridie Parker at the back. Maybe there's just a little bit of justice there because I didn't think that was played at by Newcastle. Alrighty. All right, so just under 17 minutes to go, 24-10, the Newcastle Knights down by 14. They got to hit back inside the next 6 or so minutes. And JC Southwell finds Janice Parker, who nearly split them. Wants the quick play the ball. Amber Hall held on to her a little bit too long, I thought, but Southwell left in field here for Kirkpatrick. And Kirkpatrick still going. Probably going to be asked to go back a few meters here to play the ball. Alrighty, and she plays it. Now Higgins finds Eva McEwen, who comes back towards the ruck. And she is brought down here. All right, they've got to do a little bit more in attack now. Higgins goes back to the right-hand side. Kirkpatrick runs back into the ruck again. Fourth tackle. Naseo and Frazard, they will eat you alive. So Southwell on the fourth, running, gives it to Shanice Parker. She got away from Kelleher, but good finishing defense from Koenig. Last tackle, Southwell with ball in hand. Kicks from 40 metres out. And Staines leaps up for it. Oh, no, Viti takes a fantastic catch. And she offloaded back to Surgis. That was a dangerous ball from Noviti and a great catch from Surgis, who plays the ball on her own 40. Aiken, Strange, straight and hard over the 40 by about 5 or 6 metres. Good carry from her. Second tackle, and they're still shy of halfway. Very flat pass there for Poulet, who makes a good 10 or so metres. Is stopped on the Newcastle 40. Third tackle, Davis left, Aiken, flat, back right infield for Kelleher, splits them in, is brought down by the fullback Lillian White in a good tackle. 15 metres out, Kelly scoots to the right-hand side. Last tackle, good defence again, and they go down the left-hand side. Aiken running, screaming towards the try line, and she is going to be offloading back to Kelleher, and she's eventually taken down. Oh, they survived Newcastle just. Oof. 15 to go. Oh, and the task is you've got to go 95 metres against the Sydney Roosters to get yourself back into being a miracle hope of getting the 2 points this afternoon. As Lillian White plays the ball 12 out from her own try line. Southwell goes left, and that's Staines who gets to the 20. Newcastle is central. Third tackle, they're running left to right. Higgins left. Roach cut out left to Willison. She passes left to Kirkpatrick, who's out there on the wing. And Noviti says, "You're not going anywhere. I will not be beaten by an interchange hooker for pace." And this here is Georgia Roach. They're inside their own 30 big time here, and Clydesdale gets to it. So only 20 metres gained here for Newcastle. Southwell on 30 kicks. And it's going to come down on the 40. Parker is able to get back. Well, let's call it for what it is. She gets back to halfway. So the territory possession. Oh, the knock on from the Roosters. And that is the 15th or 16th error from the Sydney Roosters, and that's why the door is just ajar and why there's a little bit of genuine hope here for Newcastle. They're just leaving the door open here much too much. A couple of lucky kicks for the Sydney Roosters has resulted in the scoreline to sort of balloon out to what it is, but luck is going their way. But Newcastle Knights are not one to be trifled with, but got to try and work something out here for Sheridan Gallagher, I reckon anyway. So this is Kayla Romanuik backing her way to the 30. Under 13 to go. Higgins, left. Southwell running before passing out left to Roach. Flat ball for Clydesdale. Offloads left to Parker. Left to Staines from 15 metres out. She turned on the Jets, and the Newcastle Knights are a chance in this game still. They are a chance still. 24-14 with a kick to come. Roosters, or Jason Reader says, Bugger Tahi Bro says, yeehaw. There is civil war in the chat. I think I apologize if I said the wrong name before, but that was Willison who got it out left to Tess Staines. I apologize if I got that name incorrect. But that was Willison. Gee whiz, she turned on the afterburn. I can feel myself going red. I feel a little bit embarrassed. All right, nothing like self-inflicted. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Tahi Bro has no mercy for the Sydney Roosters this afternoon. That conversion miss from Jesse Southwell before. It's going to prove costly, isn't it? We don't know yet. There's still 11 to go. So Southwell in a much more difficult position. Oh, it didn't have the legs, so there must be a breeze. There's got to be a breeze running in the face of the Newcastle Knights. Well, the score at halftime was 12-6. And so far, this is a 12-8 second half. Still in favour of the Sydney Roosters. All right, 24-14. There's still time here for Newcastle, but I thought maybe there was a player or two offside from the kickoff. It's allowed to bounce again from the kickoff. Oh, my God. All right, so Davison runs it back and is met on the 10-metre line and makes a few more post-contact meters afterwards. Plays the ball. Higgins, right. This is Clydesdale. A great run. Great carry. 15 metres gained on that play, getting to the 30-metre line. Second tackle, and Higgins goes right, finds Kayla Romanuik, and she gets to the 40-metre line. Plays the ball, third tackle. Higgins runs right before passing left to Roach, left to Willison, and they're over halfway here. Fourth tackle, Higgins runs to the right-hand side over the Roosters 40, passes way back right infield for Kirkpatrick, and then Romanuik. And this is the last tackle. They're 15 metres inside Roosters territory. Jessie Southwell, bad pass from dummy half. Lillian White had to give it back to Southwell, who kicks on her own 40, and it's taken in the shade there by, I think that was Mia Wood, and she's stopped right next to the sideline on the 20-metre line. Kelly, right, and this is Bridie Parker running back to centre and is stopped on the 30-metre line. Third tackle, Kelleher, right, Sturgis, good defence from Higgins. Sturgis still standing. Well, I don't know what happened there. Romanuik just fell off the freaking tackle. And Sturgis said, thank you very much. I'll pick up an extra 10. Kelleher scoots to the right-hand side. Over halfway she goes. Kelleher played a lot of dummy half for a couple of years there as Davis goes right. Koenig able to get to the 30. 9 minutes to go, but this is last tackle for the Roosters. Aiken kicks for Mia Wood. It's taken on the full by Sheridan Gallagher. And she's met by Kelly and Wood, and she's getting dragged back to the try line, but she will play the ball now. They go out back, left for Parker, left for Staines. Oh, Staines is monstered by Koenig. 9 minutes to go. Roach left. Willison running to the left-hand side. Able to get out of the 10-metre zone there. They'd kill for a penalty. Roach runs to the left-hand side, a good scoot. Makes about 10 or so metres. Make that 15. Plays it on the 30. And now Clydesdale, I don't think she was entirely expecting that, but she just puts her head down and goes straight and hard. And this is last tackle. And now Southwell kicks it from deep inside of 40, and it's going to roll all the way down to the Roosters 10-metre line. So that's a good kick in the end, but they're running out of time here as Parker has threatened with every single touch and run that she has had this afternoon. And this is Mia Wood. Oh, met solidly by Predabon. Jason Reeder riding the Roosters home like a horse on Melbourne Cup Day. And this is good defence here from the Newcastle Knights. That involves Higgins and Kukutai, who's out there for the final 8 minutes. Some fresh energy there from Kukutai. And this is the CEO over the 30-metre line by about 5 or so metres. Oh, nearly a late flop by McEwen. Davis scooting before passing to Frazard. And now the Roosters, they're stopped about 5 metres shy of halfway. 7.5 to go. Last tackle. Kelleher kicks inside her own territory. It's going to fall down about 15 out for Lillian White, who runs it back over the 20, centralises the Newcastle Knights. She's getting dragged back a bit here, but she's eventually brought down. All right, 7 minutes to go. They kill for a penalty again here, Newcastle is. Gallagher runs to the left-hand side and gets over the 30 by a metre or so. This is second tackle. Oh, she's knocked the ball on. Bugger. Well, if they can defend this set and get the ball back, there's still a chance. But obviously a try here or even a repeat set here for the Roosters, you'd probably say game over here. They just got to defend. All right, so they win it at the back. Aiken goes left to Kelly. And Kelly is brought down on the 20, or she still stands on the 20, plays the ball. Parker at dummy half goes right to Davis, right to Poulet. And Poulet is brought down about 13 out from the try line. Centrally they are. Davis, left. Aiken running, dummying, uses Kelly, passes right to Nasio. She's spinning and standing. Was looking to offload there at one stage, but couldn't. This is third tackle. There's still 10 out. Davis runs to the right-hand side before finding Koenig. Koenig! Roosters start the season 7 wins in a row. The Roosters have taken on the Broncos, have come back and won. They've had to hold out the Newcastle Knights. They have beaten the 2 next best teams in the NRLW this season, and they've come away with a point. It is the Sydney Roosters competition to lose at the moment. And despite losing Corbin Baxter right on halftime, such an impressive performance. I know that there was with about 5 minutes to go, they've made about 15 errors in this game. That is something that needs to be rectified immediately by the Sydney Roosters for the next game. So that's the scary part, is that there's actually room for improvement for the Sydney Roosters. Well, hold on to your hats for in about 2 weeks' time, because they've yet to take on the North Queensland Cowboys. Cowboys versus Roosters in 2 weeks' time up in Townsville. That's your next big challenge. It's a big challenge for us. 30 points to 14. I don't know if Newcastle entirely deserve this scoreline that's been put on them. Short goal line dropout. And it's not going to come up. It's not going to cross the plane for the 10. Tahi Bro concedes defeat. Jason Reed is looking forward to North versus East in a fortnight's time. But the Cowboys, they got another challenge in front of them before that game. So it's actually, let me go through that now. Let's see what I can do here. As the Roosters, they're on the attack here. Reema Butler has the hit up. Let's see. So Aiken left to Kelleher. Kelleher is going to be taken down in the shade next to the interchange sideline, about 30 metres out. Kelly on third tackle goes right. Davis, and that is a Tessapule. Fourth tackle, 3 minutes to go. And Kernick, Aiken, Parker, Sturgis, Novidi. And Novidi getting dragged back. And this is last tackle. On the 20-metre line, she plays the ball. This is Davis, first receiver. Way out left for Kernick. Flat ball for Poole. Poole, can she offload? That's a negative. That's a negative. So 3 minutes to go. Newcastle get the ball back. But for the Sydney Roosters, I should actually bring that up for the Sydney Roosters. So their next challenge, Easts, this juggernaut, they are away to the Parramatta Eels at Combank next Saturday afternoon. And then it's the big one. It's the big one against North Queensland. There is their grand final rematch to happen in the final round of the season, but that's still over a month away. But the next real challenge or interesting contest for the Roosters, it is in a fortnight's time up in Townsville, Cowboys versus Roosters. But Cowboys have got the Bulldogs tonight and then the West Tigers next weekend. So you could probably say 2.5 weeks before that encounter actually goes down as a nice pickup off the deck by Shanice Parker. Gets them to, well, they're inside Roosters territory at the moment, are the Newcastle Knights. Jesse Southwell kicks from 35 metres out. And it's taken in the shade by Parker, and she is crunched by Eva McEwen. There are positives. I will say that there are positives to take out of this game for the Newcastle Knights. Just a couple of lapses in concentration offensively, defensively have let them down, really. I know it's not a broad brush, is it? Or it is a broad brush. It's not a thinly shaped brush, but they really they scored their first try of the second half and they got it back to 18-10. And from the kickoff, Higgins tried to trap the ball, which was allowed to bounce by her. She didn't get to it on the full. But then there was just an absolute calamity at the back between Higgins and Davison as they win the scrum. Ball goes out to the left-hand side here for Newcastle. Willison told to play the ball. And now Lillian White scoots to the right-hand side. She, I thought, was taken high. I know that Lillian White was going down, but she was taken high. All right, 50 seconds remain. Just looking to improve the for and against here, which has taken a bit of a hit today for Newcastle. All right, tapped. Romanuik, right. Southwell, right. McEwen, arcing on her run, fended away from Kelleher, but Kelly was there to finish the job. Less than 30 seconds remain. Higgins runs to the left-hand side. Passes to Predabon. Good, strong contact by Davis. Predabon plays the ball. Scoot out a dummy half by Higgins to the right-hand side. Brings up Duck Egg, and there's 10 seconds to go. Predabon, left. Southwell, Roach, Willison, left. Staines, Can Staines beat Novidi for speed? Yes and no. Surgis was there, and that will bring an end to it. Last tackle. No, they get the play the ball in. Clydesdale on fourth. Gives it to Kukutai. And there it is. That is the full-time siren. The Sydney Roosters. Look, for about 55 minutes of that game, it lived up to the billing of being a top-of-the-table clash. But the Sydney Roosters, their class is undeniable at this point. It is well and truly theirs to lose in 2025. They have beaten Newcastle pretty handedly, 30 points to 14. Newcastle, though, there are positives. There are definitely positives to take out of that one for the Newcastle Knights. I thought Kelleher, Taran Aiken, the centres for the Sydney Roosters were outstanding. There is concern there for Corbin Baxter, who was ruled out right on halftime due to a knee clash. But the Sydney Roosters, 30 points to 14 victors over the Newcastle Knights. And that is it for this stream. But if you come back in about 20 minutes' time, maybe half an hour, Dor from All NRL Fantasy and myself are going to be live for North Queensland versus the Newcastle Knights in the NRL. So please drop on by and say good day. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you. Take care. Adios.